Why? Why are F1 cars and WRC cars so wildly different? On the surface, they're both designed for speed, precision, and high-level competition. But once you look closer, you realize they're practically from two different worlds. One is the king of smooth, pristine circuits. The other is the champion of unpredictable, rough, real-world roads. Let's break down why they're designed so differently, what makes each type of car special, and why you couldn't just swap one for the other. First, think about where they race. F1 cars live on beautifully paved, purpose-built tracks with perfect tarmac, wide runoffs, and carefully calculated corners. Everything about the environment is designed to help the cars go as fast as possible under controlled conditions. Rally cars? Completely different story. They race on public roads that have been closed off. Dirt tracks, gravel paths, snow-covered roads, narrow forest trails, and even icy mountain passes. A rally stage could throw rain, mud, potholes, or sudden crests at the driver, and they must be ready for all of it. Because the environments are so different, the cars are built with totally different priorities. F1 cars are sleek, ultralight single-seaters made of carbon fiber, shaped by hundreds of hours in a wind tunnel to generate maximum downforce and reduce drag. The driver sits practically on the ground, squeezed into a tiny cockpit with zero comfort features, just raw performance. Every part of the car is focused on precision and speed over smooth surfaces. Rally cars, though, start from road-going production models. Even after being heavily modified, they still look like regular cars, at least from a distance. They need room for both the driver and co-driver, who reads pace notes during the stage. Inside, they're stripped of anything unnecessary for weight savings, but they still include things like heating or cooling because rally drivers might spend long hours in freezing or scorching conditions. A rally car's job is to survive jumps, rocks, and rough terrain without braking, not just to chase a perfect lap time. When it comes to speed, F1 easily takes the crown. These cars can top 350 kilometers an hour, corner at insane speeds thanks to downforce, and go from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 2.5 seconds. But take an F1 car off the smooth circuit and onto a gravel road, and it's pretty much helpless. The low ground clearance, stiff suspension, and delicate aero pieces would fail almost instantly. Rally cars, on the other hand, are much slower in top speed, usually capping out below 200 kilometers an hour. But they're brilliantly agile. They have all-wheel drive, active differentials, and long travel suspension that lets them soak up bumps, ruts, and jumps that would destroy most other race cars. What they lack in outright speed, they make up for in versatility. On a tight, twisty dirt road, a rally car would leave an F1 car in the dust, quite literally. The rules and regulations in each sport also push the cars in different directions. F1 has strict limits on size, weight, fuel use, engine components, and aerodynamics. Teams spend millions developing exotic materials and cutting-edge solutions to shave off fractions of a second. It's a constant technological arms race where every detail matters. WRC rules, though, emphasize connection to the production model. Rally cars have to be homologated, meaning they're based on cars you could, in theory, buy from a dealership. The modifications are carefully regulated, focusing on safety, suspension, drivetrain, and weight. Rally teams also have to think about repairability. In the middle of a rally, if something breaks, the team only has a limited window to fix it before the next stage. That means the cars must balance speed with toughness. A huge part of the difference between F1 and rallying comes down to how the cars generate grip. F1 cars rely almost entirely on aerodynamics. Their massive front and rear wings, complex underbody tunnels, and all the tiny fins and flicks on the bodywork create huge amounts of downforce, pushing the car onto the track and letting it corner at incredible speeds. But this only works on smooth, flat surfaces. The second the car hits a bump or loose gravel, it loses its grip. Rally cars, in contrast, rely more on mechanical grip. They use aggressive tires suited to each surface, advanced suspension systems, and all-wheel drive to claw onto the road no matter how rough it gets. Their aero is much simpler, a modest rear wing and some front splitters, because airflow is unpredictable when you're flying over jumps or sliding sideways through gravel. There's also the human factor. In F1, the driver is solo, backed up by a massive team of engineers watching live data and communicating strategy over the radio. Every move, every decision comes down to the driver's split-second instincts and the team's planning. In rallying, it's all about teamwork between the driver and co-driver. While the driver focuses on the road, the co-driver reads pace notes, a detailed, pre-written map of every corner, jump, and hazard on the stage. Without those notes, the driver would have no idea what's coming around the next blind corner at 150 kilometers an hour. Rallying demands total trust and coordination between the two. Even the race format is different. F1 races last 90 to 120 minutes, with pit stops, tire changes, and real-time strategy adjustments. Every lap is watched, analyzed, and controlled. Rallying happens over multiple days, with dozens of timed stages spread across hundreds of kilometers. Drivers have to manage their pace, keep the car alive, and navigate the changing conditions. One mistake or mechanical issue can cost an entire rally. So why are F1 and WRC cars so different? Because they've been shaped by their environments, their challenges, and their histories. F1 is all about absolute speed and precision on closed circuits. WRC is about versatility, toughness, and conquering whatever the world throws at you. Neither is better. They're just perfectly adapted to their own worlds. The real question is, if you had the chance, which one would you want to drive? A razor-sharp F1 car built for smooth perfection, or a rally car that can dance across gravel, snow, and tarmac? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more stories, comparisons, and racing insights coming your way.